gonna give.
And we'll turn it over to you, Florence Malone.
Okay, then. Well, welcome everyone to Cincinnati Preschool Promise Preschool Chat. And today we will be talking with no other than my favorites,
Okay,
the
then. Well,
queen
welcome.
of
Welcome,
the
everyone, to
Preschool Promise
Cincinnati
Program.
Preschool
And so
Promise.
I'm so very excited to have my whole team here all at once as we talk about the mission of Cincinnati Preschool Promise and we discuss what it is each one of us do and why it is we do it in the passion that we have about this organization and the children. And so we want to switch to the next slide. I'm going to introduce everybody to you guys, and we're just going to have a really good time because if you don't know the Cincinnati Preschool Promise Team, we rock. So, with that being said, give a hand up for our executive director, Shara Fisher Jackson. Yay! Next, we have no other than our wonderful finance director, Hector Polanco. Yay!
Buenas noches.
And then we have the face that you all see in the community and who spreads the good cheer and word about our program, no other than our marketing and community engagement manager, Lakeisha Ely.
Hello,
Yay!
everyone. Yay.
Next, we have the one that brings all the facts to life and gives us the data that we need to make sure that we're able to say, here's what we're doing and have the facts behind it to back it up. Our evaluation, our program and evaluation manager, Kenedra Mathis. Yay! And then, of course, there is myself, outreach and enrollment manager, Florence Malone Crump. Yay! And then we have our very own, I like to call her Olivia Pope of QI. That would be Brittany Pina, our quality improvement manager. Yay! Next, we have the newest member to our team who has been helping me make it work. She's one of our Promise team members. I like to call her my provider coordinator. We have Sydney Gordner. Yay! And then next, we have the one who keeps us all in line and makes sure we are where we're supposed to be and make sure we get all our documents straight. That would be our senior administrator manager assistant, Tanya DeVoe. Yay! And there's one other special person here. I don't see, I'm sorry, I do apologize. Her picture was not listed, but we could not do the work that we do without her. And that would be part of our community, our marketing and community engagement team, Miss Laura Carr. Yay! And so this is our team. We're happy to be here this evening because I know sometimes there's still questions in the community about what it is exactly Preschool Promise do. So we're going to start off with our own executive director, Shar Fisher Jackson. She's going to tell us a little bit about why she's here at this organization, our mission statement, and how she feels about the work it is that she does.
Thank you so much, Flo. And it is my great honor to be the executive director and CEO of the Cincinnati Preschool Promise. I have been at the organization about a year and 3/4, almost 2 years. And I came here because I have spent most of my work career helping families, helping communities um, succeed, be prepared for life when they're adults, right? And the Preschool Promise created an opportunity to say, how do we help our youngest learners? How do we help our kids get a fair start and an early start to be successful in life? Um, it is no greater joy I have than helping to meet our mission, which is expanding access to high quality preschools. My job every day is to have a strategic vision that leads the organization to meet that mission. It is to lead the team that you see of professionals, of dedicated hard workers, to coordinate them and support them as they do what they do best and being experts in the field. It is to make sure that the day-to-day operations of the organization are effective and efficient, and we make good use of the taxpayer dollar. And at the end of the day, it is my job to make sure that we deliver on every promise that the Cincinnati Preschool Promise made when we went to the taxpayers in 2016 and again in 2020. Not only do we keep the promise, but we continue to move forward. It's also my job to make sure that we have a strategic vision that says, how do we succeed not only today, but how do we succeed in the future to make sure that our community, our families, and our children show up ready for preschool, ready for their academic career, and ready for their life.
So, Shar, I know from the moment that I first met you, I'm like, hey, she is here for the mission. But tell us a little bit more about yourself for those who aren't familiar with Shar Fisher Jackson, because you know the rule in Cincinnati, everybody knows everybody. Are you a Cincinnati native? Where were you at and where'd you come from before you came over to Cincinnati Preschool Promise?
So I came from working for about 5 years at the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio. And I came to Cincinnati because I was moved by their mission and a document called the State of Black Cincinnati and their commitment to say, how do we address disparities in our community so things are equitable, not equal? Prior to coming to Cincinnati for that great opportunity to work with that organization, I grew up and lived in Georgia. I am an attorney by trade, and for the last probably 10 years was a civil rights and constitutional law attorney doing litigation, community organizing, and lobbying on key civil rights issues. When people say, how did you get to Cincinnati? I always say a really great job opportunity and a really cute guy, right? Who has been a great partner. And so I've been welcomed and embraced by the Cincinnati community, even though I'm not a native. From the minute I came here, everyone has been wonderfully welcoming, kind, and supportive, and helped me acclimate from being a big Southern girl I am to a brand new Cincinnatian.
That's awesome. We're glad that you were able to establish your roots here in Cincinnati. And what I'm going to ask is that you tell us one fun fact about yourself. And let's see, what will that fun fact be? Let me just, yeah. I'll make it easy on you because you told us a lot. You told us about your cute guy and everything, and you told us about a lawyer by trade. So that's a very interesting fact. But just give us a fun fact. What's your favorite treat on a rainy night? What do you like to snack on?
My favorite treat is freshly popped hot buttered popcorn with a little sprinkle of peanut M&Ms.
A little sprinkle of peanut M&Ms.
Little sprinkle, just a few mixed in with that fresh popcorn. And I will tell you, I love popcorn so much. My birthday gift the first year that I worked at the Urban League was a commercial grade popcorn popper and a hot butter machine. So anytime anybody needs a fix, I am ready.
Okay, that's an interesting fact, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to try that because I seen a comment. Brady said yummy, and I never thought about sprinkling M&Ms on popcorn, and so that's something that I will have to try. But parents and providers, if your children don't have peanut allergies, but even you can get the plain ones, that might be one of those yummy treats for the kids that you might want to try as well. And so, thank you for sharing yourself with us because as I said, we want you all to know the Preschool Promise team. You want you to know who we are. And so then that way, when you see us, you'll go, oh, that's part of the Promise team. But we also want you to know that we are keeping the promise. And so with that being said, I'm going to go to my next favorite of the group. He's been with me pretty much the second longest, and that would be Hector Polanco. And for all you providers out there, some of you are familiar with him, some of you may not, but here's an opportunity for you to get to know him better. So hey Hector, welcome to Preschool Chat.
Hey, Flo, thank you. This is such a nice opportunity. Let's see, a little fun fact. I was born in an island, so I beat Chara. I was born even further away than here, in Puerto Rico. So I'm a Spanish speaker first and an English speaker second. But I love numbers the most of those. So that's why I'm in the finance area. I love to work behind the scenes to support you, support Brittany, support the whole team, Kenitra, you name it, getting our children educated. And that's it.
So how long have you been with the Promise? Tell us your official time frame with the Promise.
Well, let's see, probably about 2 weeks longer than you, right? So, I mean, shorter than you. So that was 2017, I think. So I think we're coming on 4 years. Yeah.
And so tell us what has been one of your most memorable moments at the Promise.
Oh, I love this. Yes. When I had to help one of our providers unload the items from a truck that had been delivered to her parking lot, and I needed to walk by the sleeping children because it was in the afternoon and they were having their nap. And I love that beautiful memory. All of them so quiet there, which I know most of our providers only get during nap time, but all this quiet there, and it was beautiful. That's my favorite memory.
And you know what I think is so special about that, Hector, because as a finance director, what that says is that you're willing to be hands-on with the work that we do. And I think that that's one of the things that people don't realize, because we are a small group or small staff of people. However, we've been charged with a mighty large body of work. As my granddaughter would say, a mega body of work. And so people would think that we have more people than what we actually do on staff. But right here, what you see, that's what you get. And so the fact that the finance director was out there moving the furniture, helping the provider, getting in her center, that just warms my heart, because what that says is that none of us, we're not too good to get out there and help our providers with what it is they need done. And we're willing to go the extra mile. So I applaud you, Hector, and I thank you for being part of our wonderful staff.
Thank you, Florence. It's been a great ride.
Yeah, it has. And so next I'm going to bring some newness. We're going to talk to the wonderful Kenitra Mathis, and she's going to tell us about her experience with the Promise, because she's new to the team. And so she can just tell us a little about what she does and how her program works and everything. So hey, Kenitra.
Hey, Flo. So let's see. I am new to the Promise. I started February of 2020. So I was lucky to work 30 days in the office before the world shut down. So that was my introduction to Cincinnati Preschool Promise. A fun fact that you guys might not know is that I was born maybe a mile away from our office at Bethesda Oak. So that is a fun fact about me.
Wow, you took it back. A lot of people don't even remember Bethesda Oak.
So I was born a stone's throw away from our headquarters. So that's a fun fact about me. And you're right, it's not operating as that type of office anymore. However, it is still a facility or medical facility in an office space. So yeah, take it all the way back to Bethesda Oak. But my role at Cincinnati Preschool Promise is I am the program and evaluation manager. A fancy way to get to say I play with data all day long. Another fancy way to say I get to work with all of the wonderful people you see on this panel today. I help and support all of our programs here at Cincinnati Preschool Promise. And I also get to facilitate 2 of our grant programs that support our tuition assistance program and our quality improvement program. The 2 programs that I oversee is our Teacher Promise Grant Program and our Staff Support Fund Program. And I'm really excited about those because they provide opportunities for the teachers inside of the classroom to receive extra support and funding opportunities for education, for wages, and for benefit support. So I'm really excited about that. And then the most rewarding part of my job is the evaluation piece. I get to figure out how all of the numbers work to tell the impact of what we do. So that way we can make sure the community knows that we are keeping our promise and doing what we said we are here to do. So I really enjoy being a part of this team, but I really like digging into the numbers. So I enjoy my time here, but most importantly, I enjoy working with this wonderful group of people.
And so, Kenedra, you said something very important. You said 2 things very important to me. One of the things that you said was the impact of what we do, but you also talked about how you came on during a time where the world was changing and we were in the process of shutting down. Mm-hmm. And so I want to hear from you just about the whole impact of how we continue to keep an impact during the COVID time, because I think that's a lot of things that a lot of people didn't realize about our team, that although we were at home working, we were still making an impact in our children's lives, and we were still making a difference with providers and everything. And so if you can just give us a little perspective on that, that would be great.
Yeah, I would say coming on in the middle of COVID, it was really exciting to watch this team not miss a beat. One of the things that we did that really touched providers was made sure that we all divided our work, but divided our providers into cohorts, and we made weekly and daily contacts with our providers. So we began to work differently because where we traditionally would go out to our providers and do site visits, we had to do virtual visits and then phone calls with our providers. And our providers really enjoyed that. I actually made a lot of friends. And it was funny because my family members would be like, do you know that lady? And I would say, well, I know them because they're a Preschool Promise provider. And my family would think these were people I knew for 5 and 10 years, but they would literally be providers I just met 2 months ago because I just started the job. So it was really awesome to be able to do that. Other things that we did was we made sure our providers had access to PPE. We made sure that our providers and families had access to food and other resources that they needed. So we were always there, just a phone call away, to make sure they had information, access to resources. And if it was something we didn't know, we made sure we looked it up for them and tried to be that support. But most importantly, we just listened. Because we knew that as things were going on, people really just needed someone to talk to. So we went beyond our work traditionally to really just be a support system to our providers, because we know they were going above and beyond for our children. So we tried to do our best to go above and beyond for them, and worked beyond our traditional scope to make sure they knew they were more than just a provider to us. They were a part of our family.
I think that it's so very important support system because we've been a support system to a lot of different providers and families, but at the same time, we've had a lot of different organizations be a support system to us as well. And so with that being said, thank you, Kenedra. But next we're gonna talk to no other than our marketing and communication team, Lakeisha Ely and Laura Carr. So yay! I wanna talk to you guys because you guys have your ears to the street. And so, like I said, we've been a support system, but we've had a lot of different organizations partner with us and be a support system. And I think sometimes people don't realize how many different organizations that we actually partner with, who we support and who supports us. So guys, I want to hear about yourself, of course, because I want our audience to get to know more about you, but I also want to talk about those support systems and those partnerships that we've been forming and the ones that we plan on forming in the future. And so with that being said, Lakeisha Ely, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. As Florence stated, I'm Lakeisha Ely, the Community Engagement and Marketing Manager. I actually have my bachelor's in sociology and marketing. And I've also studied in music and fine arts. I don't know, a fun fact if you want to have. My fun fact is almost similar to Shara, except I just like peanut M&Ms, and I'm not a sweets person, but I will eat a whole bag of peanut M&Ms in 5 seconds flat.
Hey, Lakeisha. Now, I know some of you guys are being slick about trying to give me your fun back ahead of time, but we're all not going to get away with that, Lakeisha. And so what I know that you're a little songbird, so just give us a little A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You do really quick.
And everybody knows, for those that do know, I actually have a hidden talent. I am a entertainer. I am a performer here in the city of Cincinnati, and I have traveled abroad in various talents and my acting and things of that nature. So good afternoon. Is that good enough?
No, but that's all right. I'll take that today and stuff. You're being modest, but that's okay. But
just so also everyone understands is that, you know, I am also in the position that I have, I am handling all of the communication that goes on in the chat. And I'm also paying attention on Facebook. So I'm trying to get everything so everyone is attentive and asking questions. And like you said, I'm putting my ears and eyes to the street so people can be engaged. But A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. How about that?
Okay. I won't pick on you any more than that and stuff. Yeah, we had to do it for the kids, so I appreciate that.
That's one of the things that I actually handle is going out to the community and working with our families to get them more aware about the programs that you and Brittany and Kenitra actually work hard in the field to. But not only that, I'm able to connect with other partners to help us continue the mission in what we do. And that's getting our babies ready for kindergarten. So we partner with some lovely agencies that say, hey, what does your family need? Or what does your providers, what can we do to offer? And one of our biggest partners that I would love to say, because they helped us out last year with our Smart Start program, is the African American Chamber of Commerce. African American Chamber of Commerce. They have been influential in getting babies ready for having the items prepared. We've also partnered with other organizations that you guys, and I know if you want me to go name them, 4C for children, also CAA. These are partnerships that go a long way, but we are looking for more partnerships with our ambassador program, which I'm over the volunteers. So we're welcoming new, the food store, the food bank program. Come on and give me a call at any given time. So hopefully that helps everyone out of what I do. And social media, whatever social media, churches, organization, no matter what fraternity or sorority, I go out and communicate with you, build that partnership and bring it back to our families.
Yeah, and I think that's important to talk about our partnership because, as they said, it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to educate a child as well. And so when we begin to talk about preschool, there's more to it than just sending a child to be educated. We have to kind of think about the whole picture with regards to holistic healing from my perspective and say, what else does this family need? Because if there's other issues going on, then it becomes a hindrance when we're trying to send a child to preschool. And so because of that, that can be a stumbling block for families sometimes. So those partnerships are very important to the growth of our parents, to the growth of our programs, and to the growth of our providers. And so that, with that being said, Miss Laura Carr, give me a little bit about yourself, other than you live in this beautiful art museum that I'm seeing behind you and everything. Tell me about your experience at the Promise. You're on mute.
I called myself being ready for this moment, so I flubbed it. But anyway, quick recovery. What you see behind me is really representative of me. There's an Oriental screen, there's some masks from Africa, clock from the family, and from Europe. So I guess I'm the world traveler of the group. Out of the 8 continents, I've lived on 3, visited 3, have no intention of going to Antarctica and would like to see the migration of the animals in Africa. So that's on my bucket list. Bringing my background and a more global view, because like some of you, I grew up outside of Cincinnati and then came to Cincinnati my senior year in high school. So I don't have the deep, deep roots that many of you have, but I have them deep enough by now. What I love is I ended a corporate career and started my own consultancy on an ask, filling a favor for a friend, which launched a business, which is now 26 years old. And I am very careful about the clients that I work with. And what I love about Cincinnati Preschool Promise is they don't let you be anything other than part of the family. So I appreciate the fact that I'm part of their team, I'm part of their family. And like I like to say, if I'm in the room, so are you. So for our providers, we each bring our own networks, our own experiences to the table so that we can help you. I would venture to guess among the 9 of us, there's not one thing that we can't get done for you and for the community of Cincinnati. And what I love about this group is everybody here believes that the children are our future, and all of us do whatever we can to make them be the promise that all of us have talked about, that all of us have believed and have experienced. And for the viewing and listening audience out there, this is an organization, a nonprofit that you really want to get engaged in. We do a lot of things, and there's a lot of ways for you to connect to us. And if you want to help give voice and add your voice to what we do, one of the programs we launched, Lakisa, was Promise Readers. So you can join us by reading your favorite child story. And we have a collection of people in the community who are reading books to children virtually. And we launched it during COVID-19 pandemic, but it's continuing and it's growing. And I really say, add your voice to our voice and amplify the message.
So, Miss Laura, I tell you what hit me, and I never really thought about this. And as you all know, I'm just I was ready, Johnny, on the spot with my questions. But one of the things that you said about being in the business, and so I'm like, oh, Miss Laura is a Black-owned woman business, and so the majority of the providers that we work with are Black-owned businesses. And so, what I'm going to ask, not so much a fun fact, if you had just a piece of advice from a Black-owned women business owner perspective, what would that be? Because sometimes it's hard being a Black-owned woman business, especially if you're new and you're just getting started. But what you said was, hey, I've been out here 26 years. And so, sometimes there's just general practices that people should be aware of. So do you have any advice for our Black-owned women business owners?
I would say every person that you meet is a resource. And for me, I like telling stories. That's why I love you guys, Cincinnati Preschool Promise, because I get to tell your story. And there are literally thousands of people in Cincinnati that can give you advice, and all you have to do is ask. Everybody's willing to share. I would say as a business owner, the hardest thing is to have the money to keep yourself in business. And even at that, there's people that you can go to that can help you if you don't know how to fill out an application for a loan. There are resources, and I've seen us as Preschool Promise go far beyond a job description to help somebody get where they need to be. So I would say anybody you meet is a potential resource, and that's what I've done. I've leaned on friends, and I've just called people and said, I have this opportunity, or I don't know what to do, and can you help me? And most people are very willing to help, and they might not want to be hooked up for a year or a mentoring relationship, but they are very willing to help you get out of the situation you're in so that they can move you forward to somebody else. So I'd say use your network, and your network is your family, your friends, and the people you know. I've done business with people who've been behind me in line in Kroger's. And they just said, hey, I saw you looking at that and you're reading it and you're spending a lot of time with that jar of jam. Why? And I'm like, okay, I like to can. And then they're like, really? I don't know how to do that. So I can say, well, go to this place and learn. I'm not willing to teach that part of it, but there's always somebody that can tell you how to get something done. And if you
advice, Ms. Laura.
Yeah, and if they don't believe it, call us and we'll show you. We can help you get done.
Yeah, and I love the facts that you gave us earlier, but I need a fun fact. So let's talk about what I don't know, Ms. Laura, for some reason in my head, I visualized you at one point in time in your life, one of a dancer. So tell us, what is your favorite dance?
Okay, I can tell you. I took ballet, I took tap. I am not a dancer, as proven every time I go back to a reunion of any group of people. Dancing is not my forte. Cooking is. I can come to anybody's house and make a meal out of whatever you have in your refrigerator and your kitchen cabinets, and it will be fabulous.
Oh, Miss Laura, we're gonna have to do a preschool chop. We're gonna, because I think I can too.
Okay, well, that's it. I like to think of myself as a creative cook.
All right, then I'll have to remember that when life gets back to all the way to normal. That's it. We're gonna do a preschool chop. We're gonna be making meals for you guys. Thank you, Ms. Laura, for sharing all your fun facts, and thank you for answering the questions. I appreciate you. And next, it's like the Brady Bunch thing. Like, here's a story. So next, we're gonna go to Sydney Gardner, because Sydney, you are actually our newest member of the team, and just want you to tell us so far about your experience at Preschool Promise and how you feel about the work that you have been invited, or the space you have been invited to be in.
I absolutely, undoubtedly love Preschool Promise. I wasn't as familiar, of course, prior to, but being in this group and being welcomed as I was, I am in awe, honestly, almost every week at something that we've done, something that I've heard, something that someone has contributed. And I just love being a part of it because I've heard it said that you're welcomed in, and that's exactly what I was.
So Sydney, I tell you, one of the moments that I most enjoyed about you, because I know you're kind of new, and so you might not be capturing the moments, but recently we're doing the ELS program, and so Sydney has been calling families to talk to them about getting their children enrolled in the summer. And so when I called Sydney today to ask her where she was at on the list and everything, Sydney said to me, hold on, I have a family on the phone. And so a little fun fact that people don't know about Sydney is Sydney has been taking Spanish. And so Sydney was on the phone talking with the family in Spanish, helping them with information. And they were going a little fast, and Sydney was saying, wait a minute, so she was telling them slow down. But in the big scheme of things, Sydney was using her language skills that she had acquired to help the families of Preschool Promise. And I was like, way to go, Sydney, because that's something I can't do.
I when I first came aboard, I told you guys that I was trying to learn Spanish. My daughter and I were taking Spanish so that I could take her to Mexico, and Hector immediately referred me to a site, and then I just started taking lessons on my own. And yes, the families do go a little fast. I can say different things like I'm an estudiante, but I cannot go as fast. And so I listen a lot slower than I talk, but that has been a treat. I think it's an asset. I love it.
Well, I'm glad that you're part of the team, Sydney, and I'm glad that you're working with our families, because it's almost kind of like there's information, the more you, those commercials, they say the more you know. And so I appreciate you helping us know more about our families, because that has been an untapped market. And so for any of the providers out there that are listening, if you have Spanish-speaking families that may need assistance or help. We have 2 people on our staff that are willing to help. We have Hector Polanco. Yes, Hector, I'm putting you out there. And we have Sydney Gardner. So by all means, know that we're here and we're helping families. And if you have other different families of different cultures, because those children are just as important to us, we will find a way to help those families as well so we can get them involved with the Cincinnati Preschool Promise Program. And so with that being said, next, we're going to bring to the forefront Tanya Devon. Hi, Tanya. I think you're on mute too.
Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
And so you have the wonderful task of trying to keep all of us together with regards to managing this courageous team. So tell us a little bit about your experience, because you're newer with us too. Tell us about what you think about the work we're doing.
Yeah, well, I've been in the education field for a long time, and something that probably the fun fact no one knows about me is I've taught every class from preschool at Arlett at UC to college classes at UC, Union Institute, and Indiana University.
Okay.
So I've taught the entire child from preschool to college, and preschool is the most fun. So I've been in the education field for a long time. So I love it, and I think there's nothing more important in life that we can do than help children get on the right path. So I'm usually the person people see when you have all these meetings that's behind the scenes. You might see myself up in the corner because I'm running Zoom and doing all the settings and checking out everything's running. So that's what I do a lot here. I do a lot of other stuff behind the scenes supporting each of the teams. And I'm probably the person you call if you call for information or help too. So I'm always happy to assist anyone.
And that much I can say you have been doing, so we each appreciate you for that, because it's not easy trying to manage a group of people with so many different bodies of work and so many different personalities and such a small team, because as I said, we are a small team, but sometimes it feels like we are a great, great big team and everything. And so with that being said, do you have any memorable moments that you can share with us so far? Because most of the time you've been here, we've been doing virtual and Zoom, but at the same time, you've had the opportunity to speak with a lot of the families, to speak with a lot of the providers. So can you share a moment with us?
I would have to say that I absolutely love talking to the provider council. I love hearing what everyone has as their experiences in their day and their wonderful moments that they share. It is very exciting, and I love to see the energy that everybody brings to support each other, giving advice and different solutions to problems and issues that people have. And I just think it's the most creative thing. I really, really love being part of that group.
Oh, well, I'm glad, because our provider council, it is new this year. For you all who don't know, we do have the Cincinnati Preschool Promise Provider Council. And so we formed that council. So when we make decisions on behalf of our providers, it's just not our team making decisions. We consult our Promise Council, our Provider Council, because we want the insight of the providers. We want to have a voice for you guys at the table. And so with that being said, we put together our Provider Council so we can have a more in-depth point of view from the providers. And so I appreciate you being able to be there with us and everything and stuff, because sometimes I'm kind of over here, over there. So I appreciate you being able to help me focus in on what needs to be done. So thank you, Tanya. Next, last but not least, Brittany Pina, our Quality Improvement Manager. Hello, Brittany. How are you?
Hi, Flo. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome.
And so, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been at the Promise?
I've been at Preschool Promise for about 4 years now, too, coming up in August.
Okay. And just go ahead. What is it that you do?
Yeah, I am the Quality Improvement Manager. I'm tasked with the responsibility of helping unrated or 1 or 2 star rated programs with achieving high quality and becoming eligible for our tuition assistance program. And we do this through a variety of avenues. We offer coaching supports, whether it's group or individualized. We also provide scholarships for CDA. We offer tangible supports for your learning materials, whether that's in the classroom or growth materials for your indoor or outdoor space. We also offer professional development supports. We now offer on a monthly basis a minimum of 3 sessions that are open to all of our providers and not just the providers that are in quality improvement. And that's what I do here with Cincinnati Preschool Promise.
Okay, okay. And so tell us one of your memorable moments about Cincinnati Preschool Promise.
Memorable moment. I probably had a couple of them. I think my most favorite, which I didn't think it would be, is taking a camera crew around the city to our different providers to share their journey with Preschool Promise.
Okay, and tell us about that. Was there one that stuck out to you more than another?
No, not necessarily one, because each had their own journey and they were very different. But I love the fact that Preschool Promise grew on providers. Many providers weren't very sure how Cincinnati Preschool Promise could support their organization, how it was beneficial to them or their families. And so just hearing them go from one spectrum of liking Preschool Promise to growing to love it and advocating for us.
Yeah, I think I could say that is always a shining star moment when we hear providers who really didn't know a lot about the program to start with, but now that we are where we are, they are willing to say like, hey, this is really great. This is how to help the families. And so to see that change is always a plus. Now, Britt, are you a Cincinnati native?
Kinda. No, I'm not. Born and raised in Dayton, and just been around the Cincinnati area, but not necessarily a Cincinnatian.
Okay, okay. And so you know the next. What's a fun fact about yourself?
Oh, you ain't gonna give me a boost like everybody else got a boost.
I thought about it, but I mean, I know so much about you, it almost would be like kind of cheating and stuff. I was going to ask, I guess I will cheat a little bit. Are you a sports fan? And what's your favorite team?
I am a sports fan. It's so funny that you said that because I was going to mention something about sports. My favorite team
I know you were.
is the Ohio State Buckeyes, OH. But I wanted to share a fun fact about myself. I was athletic in my younger days, and I'm still young. But anyway, I can still do a back handspring.
Say what?
Yeah.
I want a video of that.
I'll work on it.
Oh, I almost wish we weren't on camera so we could see that. I'm like, how does that work? But okay, I'll take you at your word, and then I can't, and nor would I try. I probably would break something. But hey, now tell us a little bit about yourself before, because you are the quality improvement manager, but I know you do have a little background in education, and I think that's important because a lot of time some people are like, well, where did all these people come from at Cincinnati Preschool Promise, and what makes them, experts in childcare or whatever? Like I can tell people, yes, I'm the outreach and enrollment manager, but prior to doing this job, I was a family engagement worker for a center. And so part of the reason why I was brought on because I had experience in outreach within the community for as families were concerned, center and Job Corps. I actually was a recruiter for Job Corps many years ago. And so Brett, tell us a little bit about your background, because yes, you're quality improvement, but why were you chosen to be the quality improvement manager?
Sure. Why? I started out as a preschool teacher, believe it or not. Moved up in the organization and eventually became an administrator for a Head Start program. I also have some experience on the collegiate level at teaching future preschool teachers. Taught at Brown Mackie College for a couple of years prior to them closing down. And so, yes, that's how I end up here as the quality improvement manager.
And we are happy to have you a part of our team. And so, I mean, pretty much for the most part, this has been the Cincinnati Preschool Promise team. Are there any questions, anything that anybody wants to say extra-wise, want to tell about ourselves or the work that we do, about the numbers? Maybe people don't know where we're at this year with our ending. Anybody want to add anything extra before we wrap this up? No, nobody? Yes, sure.
I also want to say part of my job is that I also represent and coordinate an amazing group of individuals, which is our board of managers, who are members in the community who serve on a volunteer basis to provide input, advice, oversight, policy direction, and support for all of us. We have 15 members of our board of managers from 3 entities, from Cincinnati Public Schools, from Promise Forward, and from the United Way of Greater Cincinnati. They enable us to be able to do our job as a nonprofit and support us in the work we do, bring resources to us, and really help us in support, and are an integral part of the Preschool Promise family that you don't always get to see, but know that they are there and support us. And we rely on them and they rely on us, and they are equally committed to delivering on the promises.
Thank you, Shar. That's a very important fact to acknowledge, because I don't really know and don't think people always understand how Preschool Promise how is it formed and how is it structured. So yes, we want to acknowledge all our board members and all the organizations that take time out to participate with regards to giving us guidance and helping us make decisions. So we do acknowledge you guys. Thank you so much, because it's just not us on our team. Now that I think about it, they're a part of our team as well, and a very important part of our team. Each one contributing their time on a volunteer basis to help ensure the success of the children in the Cincinnati Public School District area. So for that, we appreciate you guys and we thank you. Does anybody else have? Yes, Lakeisha.
Well, I know that you had the privilege and honor to introduce the staff, but I think it's time that we introduce who you are and what the work that you do to keep the babies into the seats and things of that nature. So I am going to take the hosting shoulders right now. Let me put on my hat. So next up, we have our outreach and enrollment manager, Miss Florence Malone Crump. So I am going to turn it over to you and ask you, what do you do? What do you like about it? And how long have you been with Cincinnati Preschool Promise? See, there it goes. It's going to you, Miss Malone Crump.
So first of all, let me say that was not part of the plan. Part of the plan was for me to just end it, and that's, so only Lakeisha would do that. And so with that being said, my name is Florence Malone Crump. I'm the Outreach and Enrollment Manager, and what I do, kind of do 3 portions of the program. I do outreach and enrollment and recruitment for providers. I do outreach and enrollment with families, and I do a portion of family engagement with items such as preschool chat. This year, as we return back to normal, there's some other things Sydney and I hope to do with regards to being more out involved in the community. And also we have our Facebook parent group that we started, and it's been going. We have about 80 participants, and so we would love for parents and families to get involved because we give helpful hints. We put in all type of information. Next week we should have our Facebook provider group up and going, where we'll have information in there for providers to go ahead and to get involved with and everything. And I've been with the organization a very long time, since 2017. And so that's been about 4, almost 5 years. My anniversary actually is next month. And so I believe it'll be 4 or 5 years, whatever that magic number is. And so I've been around for a while. And one of the things that I continue to like about my job, actually a couple of things, similar to Hector and Kenedra, I am a number-driven person. And so when I see the amount of children that are getting involved with quality preschool, that always gives me a rush. The second thing that I like is running into people and talking to them about the promise. And so when I'm out and about, people usually kind of think like, is she a stalker? Because if I see children, I always begin to ask whether they are involved in preschool or not. And so it's nothing more satisfying than when somebody says, yeah, they go to preschool. And I say, oh, that's one of the preschools that's involved with the Cincinnati Preschool Promise program. And they go, oh, my baby's involved in that. And then I say to them, oh, okay, I'm Miss Flo, I'm the outreach and enrollment manager. And they go, oh, you're Miss Flo. Like, I thought that was you. And so, that really excites me and everything, because they actually do pay attention. They might not know us by face, but they do know us by name. And they tell us, or they tell me how much they appreciate and how much they baby learn from the center and everything. And so just being a grandmother of, let's see, how many preschoolers right now I got about 3, 4 preschoolers right now. And so that makes me excited, because I know that they're getting the same opportunity as my grandchildren are getting.
Awesome. And what is your fun fact for today?
I don't have any fun facts.
Yes, I know about 3 or 4 to 20. Yes.
Yeah.
Would you like me to pick one out?
I heard she was going to sing.
Oh, you definitely.
No, we do not want to do that. For many that do not know, Flo is well known. She is a spoken word artist that is here in the city of Cincinnati that speaks lives into people. But not only that, she is a business owner and she does jams and jelly. That is one of her passions, and she has been on fire doing that. And I just want people to know exactly what you do, because you have a love for the babies, but you also have a love of, making sure the babies are healthy with food as well. I'm one of those.
I actually really,
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy canning. Canning is a lost art, and so I enjoy it, and hope one day to talk more to parents about canning vegetables and everything with regards to their children nutrition need, because our children are full of energy, and so we have to make sure that they're getting good energy, which the base of that is the food which they eat. And so their little brains are going, their little bodies are going, and we want to make sure that they have proper nutrition so they can go, and so their biggest muscle can grow to be their most useful muscle. Yes. So, and that's it about me. I don't really like talking about me.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. You're great. But for those that are listening, and this is the marketing part of me, for those that are interested, whether those that are interested in joining the Cincinnati Preschool Promise, whether you're a part of the family preschoolers, a provider, or a center that wants to get high quality status, please give us a call at 513-447-4277. That's 513-447-4CPP, or check out our website at www.cincy-promise.org, or email us at info@cincy-promise.org. I think I got it all. See?
I think you did. That was a great job, Lakeisha. I did feel like you were going to sing at the end, though. Like maybe you were going to sing www something. So, we appreciate it. And so with that being said, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. Cindy, do you have a question? I keep seeing your hand. Come on.
I do. I just want to make a comment, and I know that it might sound a little generic, but I think the Preschool Promise gives presents to each one, reach one. And I think we do an awesome job. And I want us to do, since my fun fact is that I dance every day. So I think we should do a little Preschool Promise dance as we say goodbye to everyone. That's because I had to get the unicorn out somewhere. Thank you.
Oh, you know what? Guess what? I'm okay with that. And so as we say goodnight and we say thank you for joining us for Preschool Chat, we will be back with Preschool Chat. Let's see, this month is June. We will see you guys again in the month of August as we get ready to start. Everybody do the dance. As we get ready to start our new tuition year 5. 2021-22 school year. Yay! Our program will be starting up. If you haven't gotten your children signed up, enrolled, please do so. We're taking applications right now, and we have seats available at quality providers. And so please don't hesitate to look on our website, get your applications in. If you have any questions, then reach out to us because we are here to help. And thank you for joining us this evening. As you go and get ready to be done with your evening, remember that we are Cincinnati Preschool Promise. This is Preschool Chat, and thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate you. Until next time, bye-bye.